Okay, yeah, it's recording now. Yeah.
Okay. All right, welcome to presentation number 1. This is going to be an introduction to competitive melee. Before I talk about what I'm going to talk about today, a little bit about myself. My name is Arjun Malhotra. My Smash tag is Live. So I've been playing competitive Smash for almost 10 years. This November will be the 10th year anniversary since my first tournament. Thank you. So I am power ranked in several Smash games. So if anyone has any questions beyond Melee, I can be talked to also. I play Peach in all games, but I also have a few secondaries in the other ones. So Melee I play Fox, Marth, and Sheik as my secondaries. I am able to play every character to a decent level except for like Bowser, but otherwise I'm pretty good at the game. In PM I play Lucas and picking up Falco for that Ike matchup. And then Smash 4 I also play Pac-Man, and in Brawl I play Jigglypuff. Okay, so that's who I am. So now let's talk about what this semester series of presentations will be. So it's going to be in 3 kind of general parts. The first part will mostly happen today, and that's the tech skill involved. So that's learning like the terminology, the inputs, the buttons, the names, and everything like that. After that, I think the most time will be given to decision making. So when you play the game, this will be like that word mind games that everyone keeps throwing around. What is mind game? What is neutral game? That's more like decisions, like how do you combo, how do you edge guard, how do you DI properly, etc., etc., etc. And then the end, we'll talk about character specifics. Okay? And today, we're going to be talking about tech. So this will be like, as I said, like names, inputs. It's in 3 major parts. Basic tech, which everyone should know, or at least have a general idea of. Then there's advanced basic tech, which is those terms that like people use pretty regularly, especially if you want to be a competitive player. And the last will be the advanced stuff, which even veterans like myself haven't heard about this stuff until like this past year. After that, we'll talk about tournament procedure, just so that tomorrow, as well as any further tournaments, will run smoother. Okay? So, first up, we're going to talk about movement. So this is I know, a lot of our veterans have already seen all this stuff, so this might be a little bit slow, but I think it's
I've never
important
seen
to start
Bowser move.
from the beginning. Alright, so, movement number 1, walk. Oh, look, he's doing it too. Alright, walking is just tilting the control stick, okay? Now there's running, there's dashing, there's jumping. So jumping, I press up on the control stick, but most people use X or Y. And there's also double jumping, which is jumping in the air. So some characters have more than one jump. Or, sorry, more than 2 jumps, like Jigglypuff and Kirby. Yeah.
Would you be more specific about the difference between run and dash?
Yeah. So run specifically applies to like this kind of animation where you're running for extended periods of time. But a dash, and some people have other words for it, I just call it a dash. That's when you just mash the control stick in left or right direction, and you see he just kind of like starts running in that direction, but then stops. That first little bit of animation is called the dash. And again, there are other terms for it. But differentiation between this, difference between this initial dash animation and the running part, which happens after the dash animation is over. Any questions about that? Okay, and we'll get more into the specifics later. Alright, now for attacks. So this is using the A button, it's the green one. If you just press A, you jab. Some characters have more than one jab. So if I press A twice, you see Marth kind of like flips the way that he's hitting a sword. A lot of characters have like rapid jabs. It really depends on who you are. Dash attack. So this is when you're running and you press A, dash attack. Nice. Tilts. When you tilt the control stick in a direction and you press A. And there are 3 of these. Down tilt, where you hold down and press A. There's forward tilt, where you hold forward and press A. And then there's up tilt, where you hold up and press A. Okay, next are smash attacks. So there are 2 ways to smash attack. First way is with pressing A and a control stick at the same, in a direction at the same time. And the other way is just using a C stick. I'm going to put
Coin.
So smash attacks. There's down smash, forward smash, up smash. So you can also charge these, but if you see he's flashing, if you get hit while you're charging, then if someone hits you, it sends you farther than normal. Yeah, and if you charge a smash attack, does more damage, and sends them farther. Okay? And last, aerials. This is when you press the A button in the air, and you can also use C-stick. So this one there are actually 5. So there's forward air, back air, back air, up air, down air, and neutral air. Okay, 5. So neutral air is the only one that you can't use a C-stick for. You have to just press A in the air. Any questions so far? Okay, I know this is pretty basic stuff. Next we have grabs and throws. So to grab, you press Z. After you grab, if you press A, you start pummeling or bashing, and that just starts racking up damage. After that, you can throw them by pressing the control stick in a direction. So that's up throw, down throw, forward throw, back throw. Okay? And they all send people in those respective directions. Okay, next is the special attack. So this is with the B button. So unlike the regular A attacks, B button attacks, the special attacks, for the most part, they don't change whether you're on the ground or in the air. Okay? They're the same thing. There's side B, neutral B, down B, and up B. And in the air, same thing. Side B, down B, up B, neutral B. So up Bs are generally people's recovery moves. Your up special is really good for getting back onto the stage. So if like someone sends me here, I just up B, it sends me like really far up, and it's helpful for grabbing the ledge and getting back onto the stage. And no one really says neutral B when you say people's moves. This kind of comes with experience with the game, but every character has like a specific name for their neutral B. So what's Marth's? Shieldbreaker. What's Kirby's? What is Peaches? And Fox, Falco. So like as you play the game, as you play the characters, you start learning. Neutral special is usually the only one that like everyone has a specific name for, and it's just no one likes the word neutral B. That sounds a little weird, a little pretentious. Any questions so far? So yeah, some aerial special attacks do change. So like Pikachu, if you do your neutral B in the air, it will have like a little ball of electricity until it hits the ground, at which point it starts bouncing around. Okay? Alright, shielding and dodging. If you press R or L, you shield. Okay? So notice how when I shield, not all of my body's covered by the shield. So if someone hits me in one of those spots, then I still take damage even though I'm shielding. Okay? If you're shielding and you press A, you actually grab. It's called a shield grab. If you shield and press left or right, that's rolling. Down is spot dodging or sidestepping. And up is jumping. You can jump out of your shield. Okay? And last one is air dodging. So if you jump and press L or R, it's called an air dodge. Okay? And you can actually air dodge in different directions. Okay? By pressing R and the control stick in a direction at the same time. So like if I want to jump and then air dodge upwards, I can do that. The problem with air dodging is afterwards, you get put into this like animation where you can't really do much. You can like press left and right and like kind of drift, but you can't actually attack anymore after that until you hit the ground. Okay, so be careful about dodging in the air. And next basic is the ledge. So this is the ledge. The side of the stage, all of the legal stages have ledges like this. So you grab onto it and you see like you're kind of hanging off the ledge. If you're recovering and like you grab the ledge, there you are. So there are different ways to get back onto the stage from the ledge. So the first one is normal get up, that's just pressing forward on the C stick. Next one is get up attack, that's pressing A. Next one is rolling, you press R. And last one, if you jump, that's called the tournament winner. The reason why it's called the tournament winner is because that's the most common way that your opponent wins the tournament. If you tournament winner, just because there's so much lag afterwards, it's really easy to just slap you and kill you off the side. So, yeah, when you grab the ledge, you have several frames of invincibility. So that's when people can't. Oh man, that's when people can't hit you. So like, if you want to escape from the danger of your opponent, grab the ledge, and like while you're flashing, you kind of can't see it because Martha's white. But while you're flashing, you're invincible. Okay. Similarly, if you get up with your get up options, then you also are invincible during those animations. Okay? And it changes depending on character and like animations and stuff. So the last thing we'll talk about with the ledge is that once you get over 100%, and percent is your form of damage, then all your animations become slower. Okay? And easier to punish. Any questions so far? Alright.
Is there any way to just drop from the ledge? Do you have
Yeah,
to?
that's true. You can just press down or back on the control stick to drop from the ledge, and obviously you have to jump again to get back onto the ledge if you don't want to die. You can also press back on the C stick. That's actually useful for some things, but we'll get to that later. All right. Phew. Done with the basic talk. Now let's get into the how do you become good at this game competitively. So the first one is wave dashing. This is that term that like everyone uses and like, oh, wave dashing, yeah, I can do it, even though you have no idea what it actually is. Wave dashing is a two-part process. You jump, and then you air dodge into the ground. Okay? But the trick is you need an air dodge as soon as you leave the ground. Okay? Super fast. So you jump, air dodge. I'm going to keep getting shorter and shorter if you don't want to stop hitting me. Stop. Shorter and shorter. And eventually, you can see you start sliding. Oh man.
Wow.
So wave dashing is one of the most important advanced basic movement options because you can do anything out of a wave dash, except air dash. You can do anything, okay? And it displaces you just a tiny bit, and everyone's wave dash length is just a little bit different. That it's really important with the way you move around in this game, okay? And part of what I'll be talking about later in the semester is how do you use wave dashing to its full extent. But for now, that's how you wave dash, okay? You jump, and then you dodge into ground just really fast, okay? Next one is called wave landing. So, let's say there's a platform, and you're underneath, okay? You jump through the platform, and as soon as your feet get slightly above the platform, you dodge onto the platform and slide. Does that make sense? I would demonstrate, but after you. So that's a wave land. If I play on a different stage, I can show you. So you jump through a platform, and then slide.
You can show just by like
Right.
jumping.
Yeah. So the other way to do it is if you jump and land on the ground, right before you land, if you dodge into the ground, that's also a wave land, like that. So you skip the initial super fast jump. Instead of dodging at the beginning of the jump, you dodge at the end of the jump. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions about wave landing? All right. Next up, dash dancing. This is easy. You just press left and right really fast. Look really cool. Super cool. Yep, that's dash dancing. When people discovered wave dashing, they were like, oh, let's make a new term called wave dancing. It's like, oh, that looks dumb. Okay, next is crouch cancel. If you crouch and someone hits you, then you don't get sent as far. Good stuff. Short hop. So I talked about jumping, but this is, it's called as full hop because it's the full distance. You can actually shorten it by either flicking the control stick up or pressing X or Y really fast, okay, and really lightly. So short hop and full hop is just two ways to get different kinds of jump. You cannot short hop on your second jump, okay? Second jump is a fixed distance. Fast falling, if you're in the air and you want to fall faster than normal, you just hold down, like that. See the difference? So this is normal, and this is fast falling, or fast falling. When you fast fall, you need to start after the apex of your jump, otherwise it won't work, okay? Next one is L cancel. So this is another one of those like super important techniques, every time you aerial and you hit the ground, there are several frames of ending lag. So that's where you can't do anything because like you're recovering. Yeah, I'm gonna change it. So
Down air.
yeah, link is a good one. So this is
Bowser.
when you do an aerial into the
Bowser's
ground,
back air.
and there's a ton of landing lag. Okay, so Link's down air is like super light.
Well,
See that? All right, here's how I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna hit the ground with a down air and then just hold shield. Okay, and you'll see how long it takes for me to get my shield up, and that'll show you how much lag there is. Okay. You see that? Come on, Link. So, what you can do is what's called an L cancel. So that's when, as soon as you hit the ground with an aerial, you press L or R, and that'll cut that ending lag in half. Okay, so what? See that? I'm gonna L cancel this. And I'm holding shield afterwards to show you how long it takes. So that's a lot faster. Compared to that. The super long, wait for him to pull up his sword. Does that make sense to everyone? So L canceling is when you cut your aerial lag in half. So really, there's no reason not to L cancel if you're giving the opportunity. Okay? It's something that like you should get into the habit of doing every single time. And like yes, everyone misses L cancels. It's just sometimes you're not thinking about it as much as you should be. But get to the point where you're not even thinking about it anymore. Just every time you hit the ground with an aerial, you press L or R. It doesn't matter which one you press. I know it's called L canceling, but I use R. It doesn't matter. Does it?
yeah, like
I mean, again, I learned this like 9 years ago. So at that point, I just saw L cancel and I was like, oh, it must be L. Okay, and the last one. Actually, it's not the last one, but next one is called a shuffle. Short, hop, fast, fall, L, cancel. So this is where you kind of like mix the last three that we just learned together. You short hop. Yeah, short hop, fast fall at the end, and then L cancel whatever area you're doing. So, like that. Make sense? So short hop, fast fall, L cancel. And that's just a term by itself, shuffle. So you like shuffle down air, or shuffle forward. Alright, move again. More movement stuff. Next is DI. DI stands for directional influence. So this is using the control stick and holding in different directions to influence the way that you get sent back by your opponent. So if your opponent hits you and you're holding left, then think physics, it's as if you're applying a force to the left to whatever your velocity is. Yeah.
Do you want like a live player to show like actually what the is?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
D.
Actually, yeah, fine. You haven't drawn it?
Demon Watch
Yes.
will demonstrate for us.
He uses his Falco. Go Falco and just shine me.
F smash.
Shine me. So yeah, directional influence, this is how you get out of combos. This is how you survive longer. It's with directional influence. So, go Falco. We're going to do it a few times. Of just shining you. Okay, so I'm not going to hold anything. Shine me. Alright, so I go up and like a tiny bit forward. Now I'm going to hold left. See that? Do it again. So it's not much. Like, I'm still being sent forward, but it's just enough to make a difference. Now try it again.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, do it again. Again. Alright, so this time I was holding back. Again, not much of a difference, but that tiny difference can mean life or death in some time. So you can also DI upwards. Downwards is a little hazy, I'm still not sure about that myself. Downwards is considered the forbidden DI, because you technically can't do that. Okay, so now what is smash DI? Smash DI is as soon as you're hit, if you smash the control stick in a direction, then those few frames will impact your displacement a lot more than just regular DI. Okay, so Shine me. Ready, set, go.
Shine?
Shine. Ready, set, go.
Okay, well.
Ready, set, go. So that was Smash DI. And it was a little bit farther than very low. Do it again. Do it again. Last time it was up. And one more time. That was back. So, DI and Smash DI, the combination is your survival. That's how you survive in this game. Okay? And we'll get to more in future lectures. Okay, next one is text. If you get hit into the ground and you press R, then you kind of like stand back up. So I'm gonna jump, you wanna down air me? That's a tech. I pressed R as soon as he hit me. Got it. Again. Again.
God.
Again.
Oops, I'm so bad.
Okay.
There we go.
You can also tech in different directions, left, right, or in place. I'm not gonna three. You can also like wall tech if you get sent into a wall. You just press R. You kind of like revert to your neutral position, and then you can also wall jump. I can just show that either, but that's like if you jump into a wall and then press backward, kind of like kick off. And only certain characters can do that. All right. Next is ledge stuff. You're good.
Oh.
You can take a break. So if you're hanging on the ledge, there's some stuff you can do. So as Calvin mentioned, you can press down to get from the ledge. So a ledge hop is pressing down and then up to kind of do this like very short get up from the ledge. And from that, you can do some cool stuff like aerial onto the stage. So this is again pressing down and then up really fast. You can also ledge hog. So if someone is recovering and you grab the ledge and they try to recover onto the ledge, they miss it because you're already grabbing the ledge. That's called a ledge hog. You can also just use the super long roll animation. During that time, the ledge is taken, even while you're still in the animation, so they would still miss it if they try to hit you with something in the meantime. Any questions about that? Okay, and last on this slide are meteors. Meteors are any moves that send the opponent downwards. And there's a couple types. Just a regular meteor can be canceled by jumping. Okay? So if someone hits you and then you jump, you're out of that animation and you're good to go. But spikes, you cannot jump out of. So part of that is Falcon. So can you get me like 5% Mars? That's one too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm gonna jump and down air me, and I'm gonna try to jump out of it. On the stage, on the stage.
Oh.
So, do it again. Can't jump out of it. If that was a meteor, you could jump out of it, but because it's a spike, you cannot. Alright, moving on. If you are running and you want to grab, you get this animation. That's called a dash grab, and most characters' dash grabs are a lot laggier than their normal grabs. And they don't even reach any further. So, what's the point? If you can just jump cancel grab. So jump cancel grab is right as you grab, you press up and Z at the same time. So do you see the difference? This is dash grab, and this is jump cancel grab. If you jump cancel grab, you do your regular grab animation, which is a lot better. That make sense? Okay. Next is a B reverse. This is where you can turn around and do a special attack in the air. Like that. So to do that, you flick the control stick backwards and then press B. So this is like super useful for Falco who wants to like run away and shoot a laser while we're shooting.
But you know how to do it, Danny.
And this is getting into stuff that like I'm working on right now is pivoting. So pivot is when I don't know if you know this before. It's when you dash and then turn around to get that kind of like. Yeah, you can do it better than I can. That's a pivot. Sorry, this is not my normal controller. So that's a pivot, where you just dash in a direction and then turn around, and then your momentum stops. So it's faster than wave dash, and it's really useful for characters like Marth with that like micro spacing. To be honest, I don't see anyone. Spacing is that's part of like that's part of decision making, but spacing just in general is keeping space between you and your opponent and controlling that space, just in really big hands. Okay. Oh, I know these are a lot of terms, but almost done. Yeah, these are just the remaining that don't really belong to like a specific category. Hitboxes, hurtboxes. A move's hitbox is like the part of the animation that can hit something else. So like that. My sword, that's a hitbox. Yeah? Now a hurtbox is part of a character that can be hurt. So Falco's face. I like punching it. So Falco's face, as well as most of his body, is a hurtbox. Now some characters have disjoint. So this is where like part of a move is a hitbox, but it's not a hurtbox. An example, Marth's sword. If like you hit my sword, I don't take any damage from it, because why would I get damaged if you hit my sword? But if you hit Marth's face, even if he's in the middle of attack, he will get hit. That make sense? So Marth's sword is called disjointed. It has a disjointed hitbox. Okay? Hit stun. Yeah.
I think one thing we can add on the hitboxes is that some moves have better hitboxes that are more advantageous
Right.
than others. Like particularly Pikachu and Marth, like the end of Marth's sword has a tipper on it, so you can summon farther. Like Pikachu's up air has 3 different hitboxes depending on the frame. And the
Probably a lot
position.
more than that.
It's 3 separate ones in terms of
Which areas? Okay.
yeah, in terms of which way it'll send your
Okay.
summon better.
That's right.
Being like character specific.
Yeah. Right, yeah, and we'll get to that later. So yeah, hit stun. If you hit someone, Falco is currently in hit stun, as in he can't do anything until the hit stun ends. And hit stun depends on your percentage as well as how strong the move is, and the character's weight as well as some other stuff. And last is shield stun. Shield. If I hit your shield, there's like a few frames where you can't act out of your shield. Okay? So that's just the way it works. If you hit someone's shield, they get stunned a little bit, even if they're shielding. Alright, speaking of shielding, there are some few things you can do with your shield. So first is a power shield. Go back.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can do this.
Lasers.
Laser me. Do it again. I need to play Peach to do this. Okay, anyways, if I was not feeling right now, then if I get the timing perfect, I can actually reflect the laser with my shield.
You wanna try with the jab? Keep trying.
What? No, keep trying.
Oh.
Keep laser. Keep laser. Keep sending that. Keep sending that. It's like a rhythm to it. Yeah, that's it.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You need something lower. The higher ones you can't
If
do.
you crouch with Marth, it's really easy to power shield.
Alright, let's try it.
Crouch it.
That's it. Nice.
I suck at doing low lasers.
Okay, so yeah, if you power shield the laser, then it reflects. So perfect shield actually has different meanings in all the games, and to be honest, I've started mixing them up, so I'm not going to talk about perfect shielding. Just imagine kind of the same thing. So power shielding and perfect shielding, if you get the timing right, even if someone hits you with a strong move, if you power shield it, then you have no hit stun, or sorry, you have no shield stun, and you can immediately act out of it. Okay, but that's like super precise timing. To give you an idea how hard it is, I think Mango has claimed that Mango is arguably one of the best players in the world. Mango's claimed that only he and Armada, who is probably the best player in the world at the moment, actually utilize power shielding to like a top level of play. Okay, that's how hard it is. But it's something to think about. If you can power shield like a combo or a move, you can get out of the combo. Alright, and the last one is light shielding. If you just hold the trigger button really softly, then you get this big shield. So the advantage is, remember how I showed you like Marth before, how his head was sticking out, his feet were sticking out? With this, it's all covered. So it's good. And the difference is like, if hit me, I get sent farther than if I just get the regular shield. So there's like different variations. There's like a gradient of how large you want your shield to be, depending on how much you hold down the trigger buttons. Any questions about that? Yeah.
What happens when your shield runs out?
Ooh. Shield breaks. So then you're stuck in this, I don't know how many seconds, but several seconds, and your opponent's free to do whatever they want.
You
So,
can dash out of it.
shield. Some characters have cool stuff, like Marth's B. It's called a shield breaker because it breaks shields. So, yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think
I think it depends on the game.
No, you can dash out of it.
You can dash out of it? Okay. Alright.
Sounds like
Oh, almost done. Almost done. Now we're gonna get to the super hard stuff. And these are two things that like I'm very bad at. So speaking of like the huge list of techniques, and I'm like all the people, all the vets here, I'm pretty sure they can't do this well either. So is it weapon status though? Okay, so two things. Two super advanced techniques, and these are things that like even pro players today have not perfected. So first one is shield dropping. So this is if you're on the platform and you shield and then press down, what happens?
You still dodge.
You spot dodge. Okay? But someone discovered you can actually get through the platform by what's called a shield drop. Okay? See that? I'm shielding, and without dropping my shield, I'm dropping below the platform. Okay? So, how do you do this? Good question. What I do is so you shield, you slightly angle your control stick forward, and then forward down, and then down. Part of like where you're, and I should probably say this before. If you're shielding, you can angle your shield. See that? To cover different parts of your body. That's pretty cool.
But if you do it too fast, you'll roll a spot dodge.
Right. So you have to tilt the shield. That's the problem. If you hard press it in a direction or like end up putting it all the way, you end up rolling or jumping or spot dodging or something. So to shield drop, you shield forward, down, and then all the way down. Okay? So that's really useful because if you shield drop, you actually reduce some of the frames of not being able to input anything if you just drop down from ledges normally. Okay? So you can immediately put out an aerial afterwards. Any questions about that? And like, I'm not an expert about it, so I still can't do it that well. But that's one of like the super advanced techniques. That's why all the other ones were basic or advanced basic, and this is the actual advanced stuff. And then the other one that I'll talk about is ledge dashing. So this is like wave dashing. It's a multi-step process. The goal is to, from the ledge, get onto the stage as fast as possible in a state where you can do anything. Okay? How do you do that? You combine, let's see. You combine drop from the ledge and then jumping. So what is that called? Ledge hop, yeah. So you ledge hop and then you're like here. What do you guys think you do?
Wave.
You waveland. You waveland onto the stage. Because you can. Okay? So in that super tight frame space, you drop, jump, waveland. And if you do it right, you will still be invincible from your ledge invincibility frames. And you're also in a state where you can do anything you want.
What happens if you do it wrong?
If you do it wrong, which people do so many times, you kill yourself. You kill yourself, or you like air dodge off the stage, or you like roll, or so many bad things can happen. Alright, let's see if I can do it. Someone else might have to do this for me. That's it. So that's a ledge dash, where you see that was wrong. And if I did that in tournament, then someone would like really punish me for it. So ledge dash. So if you want to keep your invincibility frames, then you have to start the ledge hop as soon as you grab the ledge. Otherwise, by the time, if you wait a bit, when you do the ledge hop, you'll already lose your invincibility frames. Yeah.
Can all characters ledge dash?
So no, not all characters can ledge dash. It depends on your second jump. So Fox's is really good because he has a normal second jump, but some characters like Peach, Ness, I don't even know if Jigglypuff can do it. They have like either slow second jumps or second jumps that dip before they start getting any higher. So those characters cannot ledge dash. I mean, like you could do a pseudo ledge dash, but you wouldn't be invincible, and it's very, very unsafe. So, but most characters can. And I remember like everyone was super hyped when Leffen, a Swedish Fox player, beat Armada for like the first time thanks to a perfect ledge dash. So this was like full invincibility. It was like full distance air dodge into the ground to get like a really far wave dash or a wave land into up smash. And he was invincible. What are you going to do to an invincible Fox up smash? That kills out like 90%. So ledge dash, it's hard to do. Another story. I was playing a game. I'm not going to mention who it was in case this does end up on YouTube. I was playing in tournament. I was Peach. They were Marth. They had one stock. I had two. They had like 60%. I was like, all right. This was back when people my level were starting to incorporate ledge dashing into their regular play. And I had never seen this guy do it, but like I could tell he was the kind of person who would practice it and try to implement it into tournament. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stand in the exact spot. I had another life to throw away, just in case, and I wasn't even kill percent. But I was like, I'm gonna stand right here. The only way he can hit me is with a ledge dash forward smash. Okay, so I stood there, and he was grabbing a ledge, and he tried it, and he failed, and he killed himself, and I won the set. That's what ledge dashing is. So high reward, as in Leffen beating Armada, but high risk, as in throwing his set. And like if you see like high-level players playing in tournaments, so many times you would see them like grabbing the ledge and then like air dodging and then falling to the depths because they were trying to ledge dash. And like it happens so much these days. A lot of people. And that's just the way ledge dashing works. It's like very specific things that you need to do in very specific orders and very specific frames. And if you get it, you're invincible. If you don't, you die. So that's why it's an advanced technique, because it's hard to do. Sorry, I have a lot of stories. There's this Luigi player in the area, or in Maryland, Virginia, named Vist. And Vist Luigi is so much fun to watch, because like in regular play, like he'll be standing on the stage, he will literally wave dash back, grab the ledge, wave land back on to like get back to where he started, but still be invincible.
Whoa.
So like he's just non-stop, like wave dash back, grab ledge, wave land back on the stage, and then he's invincible and he can do whatever he wants. So like non-stop, just over and over and over again, he's just like constantly invincible on the stage. Yeah. Any questions? Okay, I think that's all the terms that we're going to go over today. But what's next? I know there was so many terms, I'm pretty sure no one absorbed any of that. But now that we've covered all of the terms, or at least most of the terms that you'll see in day-to-day Smash, day-to-day competitive Smash, what do you do with it? Just a few things. Always L-cancel. Always, always, always. That's one of these like tech terms that like you need to do every single time. There's like maybe one case where you should not L-cancel, or maybe two cases where you should not L-cancel. One is with Peach, which will be character specific. The other was Ice Climbers, just because one of their moves like auto-cancel. So yeah, always L-cancel. Always jump cancel grab. This is something I'm really bad at. I don't jump cancel and I get punished for it all the time. There's no reason not to. And the next step would be to learn your character with the specific tech things in mind. So like, know the ranges of moves. How far is Marth's forward smash? At what point do you get like the sweet spot? Even if you don't want the sweet spot with some of his moves, what part of the sword do you want to hit them with to send them in like that specific trajectory that you want them to? So a lot of that is just playing the game, experimenting, playing your characters, and just learning more and more about the game. So we have all the tech down, and specifically I'm talking about like the movement options. So like wave dashing, or dash dancing, wave landing, like all those kinds of things. What do you do with it? Well, that'll be future presentations of what you do in neutral game. And that all falls under decision making. So it'll all be discussed in the future, but a lot of it is just practicing. Being able to wave dash consistently, being able to L cancel all the time, being able to ledge dash, shield drop if you really want to. It's just to get to like the level that you need to play competitively, you need the tech. Otherwise, decision making doesn't matter. The point of tech skill is to have so many options in decision making that you can like mix up, do different things, outsmart your opponent, but like you need the tech to do that. Okay? Does that make sense? Alright. So now, briefly, I know we should get food, briefly talk about tournament procedure. 4 stocks, 8-minute time limit, no items. Starters are Finalist Nation, Battlefield, Found of Dreams, Dreamland, and Yoshi's Story, so that's singles. In doubles, Found of Dreams is banned because it gets laggy with 4 people, and instead, Pokemon Stadium 1 is a neutral. Okay, and I'll get to what neutral means later. And then counter picks is Pokemon Stadium 1 in singles, and Congo Jungle 64 in doubles. Okay? So, first thing, you meet your opponent, you say hi, how's it going? The first thing is to pick your character. So like a lot of people they just pick their character, it doesn't really matter, but some people are a little picky when it comes to like counter picking. They're like, oh, I don't want to show my character, because if they happen to have like a secondary that hard counters my character, then I'm screwed. So then what you could do is called double blind. So this is where like you get a third party, each person tells that person what character you're gonna go. Afterwards, you pick your characters and that person, the third party, makes sure you're not lying. That make sense? So it's a way to do it. And after that, you pick the stage. So this is through a stage striking process. So remember those 5 neutrals: FD, Battlefield, Yoshi's, Dreamland, Fountain of Dreams. So one person starts. It could be through rock, paper, scissors, or it could be upon it. One person says, I don't want to play on one stage. Let's say I don't want to play on Fountain of Dreams. The next person's like, okay, I don't want to play on Yoshi's Story or Dreamland. And then the last person picks between the 2 remaining stages. Let's say, let's go Battlefield. So you play it out, match is played, let's say player 1 wins. Now, the set is a 2 out of 3, so you still have more matches to play. In the next game, 4 things happen. Winner bans a stage of the 6 legal stages. Okay? They ban one, they don't want to play on it. And this now includes Pokemon Stadium 1. Winner bans stage, loser picks stage of the remaining 5. Winner picks character, and then loser picks character. So this is like completely favoring the loser. It helps them set up game 2 for a victory. And let's say the loser wins the next one. Then for game 3, the rules are reversed. So the loser that is now the winner, ban stage, pick stage, character, you play it out, winner wins the set. Any questions on that? If you haven't, like, there are more specific things, but that's pretty much all you need. Yeah.
It's actually something that I don't know.
Okay.
With the character switch on the second game after you lose, you just say that one more time?
Okay, so game 1 is just played.
Yeah.
Okay? The winner bans stage, the loser picks stage, the winner picks character, then loser picks character. So the loser gets to pick stage as well as counter pick the opponent. Okay, remember it's stage first, then character. Which is different from the first game, which is character then stage. Yeah? And part of that is because some characters are especially good on certain stages. Alright. Some advice. Be confident. It's okay to be nervous. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight because I'm so excited. Yeah, it's okay to be nervous. It doesn't really matter how you do tomorrow. This is supposed to be fun. And yes, it's competitive. Yes, there's money involved. But